This is Rock Jam Man. This is with Roy Cathey. How you doing, man?
What is going on, my young metal brother? How are you?
Good, man. How's it going, my metal older brother?
It's going good, man. You know, the band's got a new EP out. We just got off doing an 8 state tour. Life's good. You know, we're staying busy with shows and all kinds of rock and roll debauchery. It's looking like a good 2022 so far.
How's life treating you?
Life is treating me good. You know, I can't complain. I got a great band. I got a beautiful girlfriend. I got two great kids. My son actually sings in a punk thrash band called Crooked Cult. You should check them out. You'll probably dig them a lot. I have a beautiful daughter that is also involved in music. So I'm a very blessed person, man. You know, I got a lot of music in my life, and I try and keep it all on the positive.
Now, for those who are watching and may not be familiar with your new band, The Fifth, give me your origin story.
You know, the fifth is a project that I put together several years ago. My origins came from my past band, which is the most well known, a band called Cold Sweat, that was signed many years ago to MCA Records and had the videos out back in the day when MTV actually played music videos. But my origins come from my performance on the Cold Sweat record, and also a previous band called Gibraltar that I had when I wasn't much older than you. I started singing in bands when I was 14, 15 years old. So, I've been singing and been involved in rock and roll for a long, long time. So, those were my origins. I put the fifth together when I moved back to North Carolina. I spent several years in Los Angeles, several years in Atlanta, and finally made my way back home to North Carolina, put the fifth together, and we've been, slowly but surely doing our thing ever since.
So, this band is old enough to drink this year. 21 years, man. That's a long time.
Yes, and I will say the band does do its fair share of it with a name like the Fifth. It's kind of hard to avoid it, but yeah, the band has been together for several years. It's been a labor of love for me, but also music for me is therapy in a lot of ways. So it's been my musical therapy. You know, it's a way for me to get my thoughts and stuff out, and it feels good. It's a good thing to still have music in my life after all these years.
I heard you were sponsored by Monster. How much swag did you get out of them?
We did. We had a brief little ride with Monster for a while. They hooked us up with a bunch of swag. You know, the T-shirts, the hats. You know, several cases. You know, we went around and regionally we were sponsored by them. You know, it was a lot of fun. It was before they had all the cool flavors though. It was when they were just basically that first kind of green Monster. Uh, but uh, but yeah, man, our time with Monster was good.
Hey, man. Gotta get that Monster energy.
That's right, baby.
Yeah. So, tell me about this new EP.
The new EP is something that's been a long time coming. You know, we've put out three previous releases. The fifth has, but it's been several years since the last release. And this new lineup is the best lineup that I've ever had. So I really wanted to capture that moment and get into the studio and get some stuff out, and we wanted to get the EP out because I just wanted to capture the good vibes that were going on at the time, and let the fans know what was going on and how the new band was sounding. So we're excited about it, man. The response has been great.
I love your sound you have. Some old school 80s rocker vibes, you know?
It is, I'd like to consider us mutt rock. We're like a mixture of 80s, 90s. We have a modern edge to us as well. You know, we're basically a product of our influences, and there's several decades of music that's linked in our musical DNA. The band has a very broad sound. you know.
So I was watching the video for Shake It Little Sister, and I have some questions.
Mm-hmm. That is a PG-13 video, young man.
Did you do a million takes of that girl shaking her boobs around while that guy was taking a shot?
Did we do it that many takes of it? No, I think that's just how it got edited edited out. But that was a fun video. You know, we got to take over that club. You know, found a little biker dive bar in the middle of North Carolina, and we got to take it over for 2 days and shoot an old school, you know, girls, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, full blown '80s debauchery style video, and that's exactly what we did.
Did you keep that girl in the dog carrier and for all your shows?
You know, that was the really cool thing about the video is you know, we had a basic storyline that we were going by, but we also would brainstorm and come up with different scenes and shots as we were shooting throughout the day and evening. And the idea of the girl in the that's a kick drum case actually. The idea of the girl in the kick drum case came through our director Jaden Frost and a friend of ours, Chad from Crackin' Skulls. They come up with that idea and that concept, and it made its way into the video. There's a lot of stuff going on in that video. You know, I don't know if you noticed it, but there's a dog sitting at the table at the bar while everybody's, you know, partying and having fun. There's a one clip where you could see there's a dog sitting there amongst everybody, so it's kind of funny.
Who tipped strippers with $100 bills?
Big ballers, brother, big ballers.
I don't know if big ballers. Well, big ballers want to save up on their money, right? Hey, bro, I would be spreading those ones though, but I don't know about
Yeah,
those hundies.
yeah. Hey man, trust me, that was all fake money.
Oh, trust me, I hope it is. Or this might be the last interview you ever done.
That's right. That's right. I'll be in the poorhouse.
Who was that old guy who got into that card game with a bottle of booze?
That was just once again. It was just one of those scenes that we come up with. You know, it was this guy trying to get around the band members hanging out and stuff like that. So we offered up his bottle of booze while we were playing some poker. You know, we had a lot of fun shooting that. You know, it was a good time.
Did you get a chance to hear this song at the strip club yet?
No, no, not yet. But you know, it does suit that industry and that environment well. So it is suited for that type of scenery.
Out of the 5 songs, I think I like the rock Roll the Bones the best.
Thank you so much. You know, that's another fun song to play live as well. On a personal note, that was one that was kind of tricky to write. That was the last one that I had to write lyrics and melodies to. So that was kind of a busy kind of riff. So I had to kind of find a way to weave in and out of it and everything. So I'm glad that you like it.
But I did like the 2 rock ballads that you had on it as well. Home and Calm Before the Storm.
Thank you, thank you. You know, we tried to, you know, it's only a 5 song EP, but we tried to, you know, give a little bit of something for everybody. So we spread it around a little bit.
Um, Now originally you were in Cold Sweat. What happened to that band?
Well, you know, Cold Sweat was one of those tragedies of the late '80s. You know, right before grunge came into popularity. Cold Sweat kind of came out at the end of the hair band, the hair metal kind of craze. So when it came out, you know, grunge was that new kid on the block that took everything by storm. So you know, the Cold Sweat record still has a huge cult following. If the record would have came out maybe 3 years earlier than it did, it would have been a whole different story. But I'm still very proud of that record, and proud of the achievements that I got to do personally and professionally in my life with that band.
I know you played with your dad for a while. How cool was that?
Well, my dad managed my first band. My dad, toured up and down the East Coast with me. So, that was a very, it was a very special time in my life. And little did I know back then, having my dad manage my band from, the age of like 15 all the way up to when I got, picked up to do the Cold Sweat thing in Los Angeles. Having my dad around really gave me a sense of professionalism, and really kept my nose clean and kept me out of a lot of trouble. I think having my dad there and handling the business and making the band seem very polished and professional helped me, because it kind of, my dad was risking a lot and sticking his neck out a lot for me and the band and everything. So I really couldn't screw it up. So that kind of kept me on a very business minded frame of mind. It is show business, the music business. So having my dad around really helped me keep that in mind.
It also has to be a little crazy when you want to have a fun being a rock star and party and get the groupies, but your dad's watching the whole time. Boy, what you doing? Get back here!
There were times that we were like a bunch of wild, crazy people on chains, trying to get out there and sow our oats and drink and party as much as possible. So he did kind of keep me held back, but he also knew that there was only so much that he could do. So there was still plenty of trouble to be had with us, for sure. He got in some trouble sometimes too. We had to look out for him.
So it had to be hard making rock and roll when the world discovered grunge.
Well, the hardest thing of it was a lot of those bands were still selling millions of records, and there was still a fan base of people out there that thoroughly enjoyed that music and was still going to the concerts and still filling arenas, and all of a sudden the labels just determined that it was just time to try something different. And a lot of people just got forgotten and flushed, and it was just one of those things.
Did you think if you came out a few years earlier, you would have been the next Motley Crue?
I would like to think that in hindsight, yeah. I think that if the record would have came out a couple of years earlier, I think that we could have had success similar to Motley Crue. I'm sure success similar to, the Bon Jovis and the other bands of that era. I think that we could have gone gold or platinum pretty easily, but hey, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
And you were mentored by James Dio. How did you guys meet?
Well, Cold Sweat was already managed by Wendy Dio, which was Ronnie's wife. So that put me immediately in his universe, in his orbit. So having the opportunity and getting a chance to meet him was a thrill, because I was already a huge fan. And you got to understand, for many years I was a kid from North Carolina. I was out there singing, chasing my dreams. I read the rock magazines. I watched Headbangers Ball. I wanted to be in those videos. I wanted to do all those things, and I had all of Ronnie James Dio's CDs and cassettes back then.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, for me to end up being managed by his wife and doing a tour with him and getting to know him on a personal level was certainly a thrill, but mostly, having him, come up to me personally the first time that he saw me sing, and him tell me that, you've got a hell of a voice on you, young man. That was a hell of a compliment coming from him. So, It was a great time in my life. The Cold Sweat experience was amazing, and it really made me who I was in a lot of ways.
What was he like?
A very kind, very gracious man. If he met you once, he would remember your name. He would see you later, years later, and he would remember your name. He had a fantastic memory for names. Uh, Loved his fans. He was very genuine and kind and real with his fans, and just a phenomenal singer. He never had a bad night. I toured with him for 6 months, and he literally never had a bad night. So he was an incredible singer, incredible person.
Are you still friends with Wendy?
I mean, as times pass, I moved to the East Coast. She's still on the West Coast. I mean, I was, always kind of like when I joined the Cold Sweat thing, it was in a tumultuous time for Niji management and her and Ronnie and her relationship with MCA. So me and Wendy are friends, but it's not like I'm on her Christmas card list.
So, are you guys back out on the road? How was it like touring after a pandemic?
Well, it was a lot of fun to finally get out after being shut down for 2 years. Me and the guys in the fifth just got finished doing 8 states recently. We were up through West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pittsburgh. On and on. So it was great to get out. You could see that people are wanting to get out. They're wanting to start going to shows and stuff like that. But the venues are still, having a hard time, expressing to their former patrons and new patrons that, hey, come on out. We have this going on. We have that going on. So it's slow going, but we're out there trying to do it. So it was a good tour, and we'll probably go back out in another couple of months, but we'll be doing some regional shows through the summer as we continue to write for the new CD.
How are fans these days?
Excuse me?
How are fans these days?
Fans are great. I mean, if we can get in front of a crowd of people, we make a ton of fans. That's the beauty of the fifth. Our age demographic can go anywhere from 15 to 50. So the band's got a lot to offer. We've got a great live show, and we look forward to putting this product out there. So if we're ever in an area near you, come see us.
Okay. What is life like on the road for you?
Well, first and foremost, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not an easy life. You've got to be the type of person that actually loves it and can deal with all the things that can make it less than glamorous. But what makes it fun is if you really like the guys that you're traveling with and you get along with everyone, and luckily I've got a great group of guys, and it's like a rolling frat house. I mean, and we have a nice bus RV, so we are able to rest comfortably, and no complaints. We also learn how to shower at Planet Fitness, so we'll
Frat
we're
house.
so we've learned our road hacks.
Do you have a ritual before you guys go on stage?
Yeah, all the guys have their little warm-ups and rituals. I know that I do as a singer. I've got my warm-up ritual and my stretching and my drinking of my tea, and I annoy the guys on the bus with my I do all that kind of stuff.
And hey, I like it. Just go like oh.
That's me. So everybody has their rituals. Everybody has their things that they do before they go on stage. It's part of it.
What is your favorite memory from playing a show? What's your favorite memory?
I would have to say probably playing the Mannheim Super Rock Festival in 1990 with Aerosmith, Whitesnake, Dio, and Poison. There was about It was about 65,000 people. Uh, we Cold Sweat started the show, and I'll never forget. That was the first time that I could honestly say that I was nervous. Because there was 65,000 people out there, and I was about to go on stage, about to run on stage, and I go to one of the local stage hands that was on the side of the stage because I realized I didn't speak any German, and I'm in Germany. So I go to the guy, I say, you speak English? And he goes, and I said, I know no German. What can I say? How do you say, what's up, Mannheim? And he goes, was ist los? He says, just say, was ist los, Mannheim? And I remember running out there and just screaming into the mic, was ist los, Mannheim? And the crowd just erupted. And I'll never forget that, the energy of 65,000 people, just screaming back at you was a pretty powerful experience.
Nice. Can you do it in the German accent?
Was ist los, Mannheim?
Was ist los? Hiya! Let's hope we don't become Nazis here.
Yes. No. Nein!
Nein! Das ist Hiya! Stay! Oh, God.
So like.
Yeah. Did you practice any German after that? Do anything else?
No, I just drank a lot of beer.
Oh, okay. No more German language with you?
Just drank a lot of beer.
Okay. What is your worst?
Worst? I can remember on the Cold Sweat tour when we were opening for Dio, playing a pretty tough crowd in San Jose, California. They were throwing like lit cigarettes and pennies at us, and it was a pretty tough crowd. I've only played a crowd like that once. That was a pretty tough experience.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Oh well, I mean it
Things happen.
It happens, I mean, they're not always going to be friendly audiences, but you're not expecting to get pelted by currency.
Pennies, yeah. Hey, man, free money. Am I right?
Yeah,
what do you do on your downtime for fun?
One more time.
What do you do on your downtime for fun?
My whole life has been either, spent on stage, or I've worked in the nightclub industry. So, I really enjoy on my downtime just some good, quiet, chill time. I like to just kind of decompress. I also, love going to the beach, love nature, love spending time with my girl and doing stuff like that just to kind of have some kind of a normal life, some kind of normalcy for a very abnormal person and abnormal life.
What is next for you?
Man, next the band is writing for our next full-length release on Ron Keel's RFK Media label. We're very excited about that. We're working with a bunch of different songwriters and working with some different guest players. It's going to be a great release. I just got finished doing a intro for a professional wrestler who wrestles for AEW. That's going to be dropping in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited about that because I'm a fan of pro wrestling, and getting a chance to do this is kind of a dream come true for me. So, on top of the Fifth, I have Cold Sweat. We're still active. I'm also in a project called Steel City, and I keep myself very busy with various projects and side work and live performances, and I have a full-time career in the HVAC industry. I have a rental property, and I have 2 kids that I try and keep up with a lot. So I'm a busy guy.
Yeah, that sounds pretty busy. Very
busy.
How do my followers follow you?
You can follow us on our new website is www.thefifthmusic.com. You can also find us on Facebook under The Fifth Music. and we also have an Instagram out there, which you can find the link from our Facebook. But mostly you can find out everything how to pick up our new EP is on our website, thefifthmusic.com. And check out our video on YouTube, The Fifth. It's called Shake Little Sister. And please share that amongst your friends, and let's get some good rock and roll back out there.
Yeah. Have you been keeping tabs on the Johnny Depp's trial?
I've been following it a little bit through my girlfriend. She's been kind of obsessed with it, but I mean, from what I've seen, I really think that Amber seems to be a bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I just don't see, I don't see any personality traits in Johnny Depp that would tell me that he's an overly violent guy. If anything, he seems rather passive. But who knows what goes on behind closed doors? I hate to see people's dirty laundry being aired in public like this, but it's the way our culture and our society is. We're obsessed with media, and we're obsessed with fame, and we eat this shit up. You know,
Yeah.
people are dying over in Ukraine, and we're talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Yeah. She looked like she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puff. Cocoa Puff. She looked cuckoo for Cocoa
She's
Puff.
for Cocoa Puffs, man. I'm telling you, man. Look, I just all I'm going to say is I've been around enough women in my life. I know crazy eyes.
Bro, have you
She
seen that
got
picture sometimes? She gives the picture, she gives you that stare down. My God, bro. Looks cuckoo
yeah,
for Cocoa Puffs, bro. Cuckoo.
she looks definitely like she could be a bit unstable at times. So,
Did
but
you did you hear when they got into an argument she would poop in the bed?
I heard that she pooped it on the bed. I heard she pooped on the bed, and that right there,
That's disgusting.
that, that's a deal breaker for me. You know,
Yeah, that's like well, bro, what's up with you?
we could have a fight and stuff like that, and
But if
we
you
can call
poop in
each
the
other names. But once you start pooping on my pillow, I mean, that's just
that's it. That's you're gone.
that's crossing the line. That's
It's
crossing the line.
it's been a nice relationship, but you crossed the line today.
Yeah, you've crossed the line of poop.
Yeah, God. Fun question. On your death row, it's time for your final meal. What's on that menu, bro?
That's a good little question there. Let me see. Last meal. Man, being the southerner that I am, I think I might have to go with some good old fashioned country style steak, rice and gravy, maybe some green beans, you know, maybe some mac and cheese. I don't know, something kind of like that. Either that or some real slamming barbecue, maybe some, brisket, lots of barbecue sauce.
Chicken?
Yeah, I could dine on some chicken, man.
Yeah,
I'm definitely Southern. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah, I
it's
can
like,
definitely tell, bro. You that boy, man. You my man, bro, with that mac and cheese, that steak, that rice and gravy, bro. That's my best.
that's me. That's me. The cholesterol runs through my veins.
Well, thank you for being on my show, man. I hope the next time we talk is at the backstage on one of your shows, dude. I had a pleasure time talking with you. Thank you very much, man.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure, man. And thank you so much for what you're doing. I think you got you a great little start in a new career, and stick with it, man. Who knows? You could be the next big broadcaster out there. And do you want to get a career going in broadcasting, perhaps? Is that your
Yep.
goal?
Yeah, this is my goal, trying to get a journalist, interview more people, actors. I'm down for really anybody. I'm just hoping I can make a career, and I want to bring rock back into the front seat.
Well, I mean, it's great to hear that, man. And people like you, I like to call you guys the tip of the spear. You guys are the ones that are still out there talking about it. You're the ones that are still out there playing it and listening to it. And it's like an interview that I told somebody the other night. Rock and roll is the underground music now. You know, it's the underground, you know, because everybody it's either country or it's hip hop. So if you pull up to a red light somewhere and you come up and you're blasting some metal or you're rocking some heavy metal or something like that, people are going to pull up to you next to you at the stoplight and be like, what is that? You know, they're not doing that because, you know what I mean? They're not doing that to hip hop and country because everybody's listening to that. But if you're jamming some rock and roll or some metal and you pull up to a stoplight, people are like, what is that? You know?
What is with this maniac? What is this creature?
But I tell you what, man, broadcast journalism, I think that's a great career goal for you, man. So, you know, best of luck to you, and I'll be rooting for you. I don't know if you can see in the background there, but do you see Ron Burgundy right there?
Yeah, Anchorman and the Hulk. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
That's right. So you could be the next rock and roll Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for having me on, young
Hey,
blood.
man, I had a pleasure speaking with you, man. Peace.
All right. We appreciate it. Have a good one.
You
Rock
too,
and roll,
man.
brother.
Metal forever. Yeah.
Yep.